good, man? We out here with another video today out here in sunny San Antonio. I'm over currently at the Gold's Gym. Just doing some free workouts outside. It's actually not too hot today, surprisingly, because it'd be like 200 degrees out here, man. You feel me? Yeah, today's topic, I just kind of want to touch on the basis of having the spirit of a finisher. You know, having the spirit of a doer. Getting things done, getting things accomplished, never quitting, never walking away because it's hard or because you ain't sure, you uncertain about it, you feel me? This is a big stage that I've been in my life recently because, you know, as you may have heard me from my previous videos, a lot of times I had that immature mindset, that immaturity where it was just good enough. You know, you'll get by, it ain't, you know, nothing too serious to worry about right now. It'll get accomplished when it get accomplished. And I think a lot of my thinking, like I said, came from Louisville, because that's how I was in Louisville. A lot of people that's like it, they don't really want to, you know, they small-minded. And so it's like, you know, I'll reach my dreams and visions later. You know, I'll get to my goals later in life. And so when you, it's starting to get hot now, I feel it. But basically when you start to stay focused and you want better for your life and you know the right thing to do, and overall, you don't want to feel like a quitter. You don't want to feel like somebody that never accomplishes nothing. You feel me? Like you ain't good for nothing, but just sitting around complaining, because that's all we really ever do, man. If you ever turn on social media, if you ever get on Snapchat or Instagram or any of that stuff, all you ever see people do is really complain. Everybody cries and everybody is, oh, they did this and oh, they left me, and oh, you know, I'm not a millionaire. Oh, I don't have a Lambo. I don't have a, you know. And then you see what people are doing to get those things, and people ain't doing nothing. You know, you working 9 to 5, which we all gotta have for the meantime or whatever. But you see, some people ain't even doing that. And that's the thing that kind of, you know, I feel like it's this microwave generation now where everybody think that somebody owed them something. They think you owe them something. They think somebody they with owe them something. They think their parents and society and Jeff Bezos and the government, everybody owe them something. And I'm just like, nah, man, like if you want something, you're gonna have to learn how to put it into work like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of people that start channels and start things and they never finish it. You got people that start careers that'll go to college for years. You feel what I'm saying? And they'll drop out of that degree because they don't feel like doing it no more. Or because it ain't my forte. I want to go do something else. They'll have a whole degree and go work at McDonald's. And it's just like, what is your purpose? And I had to ask myself, and I'm just like, bro, what is your purpose? What are you doing in life to better yourself, to get to where you need to get to? You said you want to have certain stuff like point A and point B. Well, how you going to have it if you don't try? Keep in mind, I'm doing YouTube now, but I've been doing YouTube for years. I've been doing YouTube on and off. I'm consistently uploading and staying dedicated to it now. But at the time, I wasn't doing that because I was focused on everything else. I was focused on the now and not the future. So you hang with your friends, you go have some fun, you know what I'm saying? You go live your life, you go do some things, and then you realize, like, when you get to a certain age or a certain point, you ain't where you want to be at. And that's what I had to realize. I was like, why can you not stay consistent to nothing? I've been doing music since I was like 13, 14 years old. And this is one thing, man, my daddy was always trying to tell me. And that's the thing I kind of really regret, man. When you young, man, you don't think about nothing. You don't care about nothing. And daddy always told me, man, I didn't realize what he meant when he said it. And now I'm starting to see what he was saying. Like, this, what you got, is not just a hobby. It's not just what you do on Sundays, you feel me? This is a career, this is a job, this is gonna take you places, you feel me? And that's why I said I'm starting to see that now. But when you dumb or when you immature, you don't care, because you thinking about you. You thinking about parkour or skateboarding or jumping off the walls and making a little money, and you know what I'm saying? That's when you start to get into women and you trying to talk around and, you know what I'm saying, trying to start relationships. I said, bro, sometimes you gotta be like, man, forget a relationship. Forget some skateboarding, forget some immature money, man. Like we talking big here. You want to make it in life, this is what you start doing. You start walking into your purpose. You know what I'm saying? You playing video games on Snapchat. And for what? What's that getting you? Where you going? And then you see people, when they crying and stuff, they living off their mom and daddy. They living off somebody. But they not pushing themselves to have that full potential to get anywhere. That's one thing I made it known. I was trying to move out since I was like 16, 17. I love my family, bro. But I said, man, I can't live with y'all no more. I can't stand y'all like that, bro. Like, I love you, but from a distance. From a distance, bro. Like, you feel me? Because I knew that was the number one thing you had to do in order to grow up, start maturing as a man, start getting your life in order. Because you can't have a woman or have a relationship and you ain't got nothing. And that's the same for the women too. I believe that women should be living on their own. Women should be working towards their own life goals and stuff before they just look for somebody to come take care of them, man. We ain't in 300 BC. You can go work. We are not in the biblical days, man. You can go work and prove your worth. You can't just sit on your butt all day and think somebody's gonna come take care of you and give you something. Like, nah, man. Like, nah. I've just kind of been in a situation lately where it's like, it's just the mindset of a complainer. People love to complain. Don't think that everybody want to do better. Everybody want to do good. Nah, man. Some people cool with where they at. They cool with staying like it. They cool with being the victim. They cool with crying all day. They cool with staying where they at. I'm not saying we don't have emotions or we don't feel as human beings, because of course, man, we always gonna feel, bro. Like, we always gonna feel. But there gets a point where you're just like, all right, man, like, I gotta get out of this because this is killing me. It's destroying my potential. It's destroying my life. You can choose to sit in front of the TV all day, or you can choose to get up and push yourself to limits that you ain't never been before. I used to often wonder why my daddy would talk tough, man. Like, our whole life we got scolded, getting talked tough to. And of course you don't like it. And yeah, some things I think was probably, a little too excessive. But I understand that now, because I'm like, you see this weak generation, this weak-minded folk, whether they men or women. And nobody has the potential to do nothing. And then when I speak the way that I'm speaking, where it's like firm and you serious, it seems mean and it seems uptight, but it's like, bro, this is how life is. This is what you got to do. Everybody and their mama think they're going to be a millionaire. But nobody's doing millionaire status. Everybody want to have some money, but people ain't doing nothing to get no money. Like I said, fortunately, man, I'm blessed to have this music and have things that I can go off of to where I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I know what my purpose is. Because some people, I'm just like, I don't know if they know nothing. And I think that a lot of people, man, they just gonna be stuck. I made myself move to San Antonio. I made myself go far away from everything that I know and everybody that I love for a reason. Should I have did it better, planned out? Of course. But it was the reason that I was doing it. Because I said, I knew if I stay in Louisville, I said, man, you ain't gonna never get nowhere in your life. You're gonna stay here, stay small-minded, get a woman that's from here, get with her, probably get married, and y'all both small-minded, get some little crappy house over here. And for a decade, you was talking about moving out and bettering your life and planning stuff out. You're gonna be stuck in that city. And I said, look, you can choose to be stuck, or you can choose to fight for the future and better yourself. I'm watching a lot of YouTubers, man, that's saying the same thing. Like I said, you listen to millionaires that talk. You listen to people that got some common sense and know some wisdom. And they all say the same thing. They was like, bro, in order to get somewhere, you got to be uncomfortable with your life and your situation. In order to reach your goals and potentials, you got to get up out your mama crib. You might have to get out of your hometown. You might have to get out of a relationship, that situation. A lot of stuff is distractions. And that's what I noticed. I'm like, bro, you always getting distracted because you're trying to get in a relationship. You're trying to chase some small money. You want to go hang with your friends, have fun. You want to do a little mini vacation. But you ain't bettering yourself and getting nowhere. And I said, that's why a lot of us are stuck. I realize there's so much more in life worth living for and having potential for. And I said, I'm not just doing this for me. As you heard me say in the other videos, I'm not just doing a lot of this for me. I had to think about my future family, when I start a family, and what I'm gonna tell my son, what I'm gonna tell my children. Like, daddy was a G, man. Daddy was a hustler. Daddy built this whole empire for you. I'm building my own way, my empire for me. Just like my daddy did. And what y'all don't know about Pastor, like I said, y'all see my daddy, y'all watch these videos, and y'all like, oh man, he's just a mighty man of God. And just like he was born that way. It's like, nah, man, he had to do the work to get to where he got to. He wasn't just born spiritual, like he just came out the womb and started preaching. Like, nah, man, he had to get to that level of consecration and dedication. My daddy's the top G, man. I don't know another man right now that's on his level. He was wise in the streets, and he's wise in the church. I learned so much working with him, being under him. Because if anybody knew, Daddy knew. He applied himself to everything that he did. Y'all looking at the preaching side. Y'all didn't see the carpentry side. He was doing carpentry and construction for 20 years. He learned a lot of lessons in it that he taught us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't see the sacrificial side that he had to go through his whole life. That man went through turmoil his whole life. That's why I said it sucks that he's gone, but I'm glad that he's in a better place. Because you ain't got to suffer no more. You ain't got to worry about it. You in a whole eternal paradise. You labored and you fought this whole life, man. We all trying to get there one day, but I'm like, some of us, man, like I said, we ain't sacrificed enough. We ain't serious enough. You think Stephen Darby Ministries and Destin Ministries would have got to where it was just because he just sat right there saying he want to be big, he wants us to reach the world, but you ain't doing no uploads, you ain't doing no conferences, you ain't reaching nobody, you ain't saying nothing, you ain't doing nothing. So how's the word supposed to get out? How's people supposed to know? And that's the same thing with your brand and your business. You say you want to start a business, you say you want to start a brand, but you ain't put in the work. You ain't running no ads. You ain't staying up to 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, editing, watching videos, progressing, betting in yourself. But I guarantee you, everybody's flipping that phone. Everybody on that social media flipping, checking text messages and waking up looking at Kim Kardashian did this and Lil Uzi did this. I'm at the point, man, where I said I'm so sick of celebrities. The stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life, bro, is celebrity gossip. Who cares? Who wants to look at what Kim Kardashian doing, man? Who cares what LeBron James said? Them niggas ain't gonna pay my bills, man. Like, bro, I don't care about them. The only time I'm gonna care about one of them is if they write me a check. The same with some of y'all. You know, you got people that get on here criticize, people that don't like you. I don't care, bro. Say whatever you want to in the comments. Until you write me a check, we ain't got nothing to discuss. I'll listen to any words you got to give me. You can say anything spiritually and deep, write me a check. I'll put my link down in the description below. People are not investing. I said, bro, I had to invest in myself to get where I'm at. I didn't just move to San Antonio. This wasn't free. Like, bro, this is my own money. I worked the whole year to save up, to move. The music I come with ain't free, man. I got to pay for those subscriptions. I got to pay for the programs. I got to pay for the updates. The software, all of that, man. Like, that stuff ain't free. I didn't expect on my brother or my daddy to hand me something down. Like, bro, that's mine. I got to do that. Because I know that I'm investing in myself. Sometimes I don't want to, bro. Sometimes I get up all the time and I'm like, man, I do not feel like doing music. I don't want to do nothing today. I want to stay in bed. I want to eat these oatmeal pies and drink this Mountain Dew and just chill. But that ain't realistically living life. If you're going to better yourself and build your brand, build your career, build your name, then you got to start putting in the work. People see these YouTubers, they see these content creators, but what they don't understand is that they can enjoy their success now. But when you look at their backstories, which is what I've been watching a lot of, and you realize they had sleepless nights, consistent years and months of just trying and uploading and learning algorithms and wanting to quit. My music is starting to take off a little bit now, but bro, that didn't just come because I just started just posting stuff. I started most of this stuff back in like late December, early January. And I stayed up 4 or 5 in the morning, editing, mastering, producing, watching videos on how to master your craft, sipping the Red Bull to stay up. Got to be up at work the next day around like 9 or 10 in the morning. But I didn't care. Because when you got that motivation, man, can't nobody tell you nothing. You ain't gonna let Jack stop you. When you look in the future and like, hey man, this is gonna be so much bigger and better than what it is right now. It's gonna be profitable, prosperous. My name gonna be all over the world. And not just because my daddy, and not just because of the church, but because I had to do things to get there too, that God helped me get to this situation in this spot. Why you think I'm doing what I'm doing now? You gotta have the I remember my daddy used to always preach at man having the spirit of a doer and a finisher. And that used to be my problem growing up. I would never finish nothing. You start drawing, you stop drawing. You start working on music, you start working on music. I make a beat and would never finish it. He was like, dude, why you keep starting stuff but you ain't finishing what you started? I was showing beats like, oh, this ain't finished. You're like, why ain't this never finished? How you gonna expect to sell them or expect to produce them and they're not done? That ain't gonna make you no money. That ain't gonna make you confident or nothing. Sometimes you gotta cut out the video games. You gotta cut out the social media, the entertainment, the NBA finals. Man, I don't care about none of that junk, man. I don't care about none of that. 20-something years we distracted by all these distractions. And that's why you can't get nothing done. You notice when you're trying to study, you can't watch TV. You can't be around people. You can't go to parties. You can't hang out with folk all the time because you ain't gonna never get nowhere. You're gonna forget everything you learned if you learn anything at all. You gotta ask yourself, do you wanna do better? Or do you wanna just talk? I'm not a talker. I don't like people that talk because talk is cheap. Talk is fake tough. And I'm saying people ain't got $20, $50 to their name. But they talk about how much they hate the job, how much they hate to study, they hate to read, they hate being in the situation they in, they hate being in the spot in life that they in. And then they try to go get in relationships, which make everything 100% worse. A relationship ain't gonna save you, man. Jumping from woman to woman ain't gonna save you. Man to man or whatever. That ain't gonna save you from nothing. It's gonna make it worse. I thought the same thing. When I would talk to somebody and it didn't work, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go, you move on as a man. Of course, you gotta move on. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go find somebody else and see if I can build something with them. Just to realize that all you doing is just jumping from one problem to one problem. And then when that don't work, what do? Go find somebody else. That don't work, what you do? Go find somebody else. The same thing I was doing when I moved to San Antonio. I came out here thinking that my problems from Louisville wasn't gonna exist. And guess what happened? Everything from Louisville followed me right here and some. And then I was like, well, maybe I should move back to Louisville. And all my problems from here would have followed me right back to Louisville and some. And I would have been starting at zero, right back to where I came from. Except worse, because I wouldn't have had nothing there. I wouldn't have had nothing there. I would have had to start way over. And then I would have been like, man, I miss San Antonio. I should have just stayed put. I should have never moved. And then I would have felt like a quitter. I would have felt like a loser because I didn't stay consistent to what I said I was gonna do. You came out here and spent all this money, all this time, and you quit. I had to realize that my time is valuable. Everything that I do is precious. You look at yourself and you getting older, another year older. Like I said, I'm about to be 30 this year. And I've done a lot of things in my life that's good, but I ain't did enough. I'm not just satisfied with just being okay. I'm always glad that I got enough, but I said, bro, I'm not okay with just having enough, man. You're supposed to want to have more. You're supposed to want to do better. Even making these videos, man, like I didn't realize that I was reaching people. I was just putting content out there just for story time, or just to, keep an update. And you got people in the comments like, hey man, I needed this, man. This is good to hear. This is a good message, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't no preacher. I ain't deep. I ain't spiritual all day, man. I ain't holier than thou. I don't do that stuff. I'm just me, man. I'm chill. But whether you is or whether you ain't, the message is gonna reach the masses. Because when you realize that other people are going through the same thing as you, sometimes saying an inspirational word or saying something inspirational to folk, it is help. I know when I'm down in the dumps and I see somebody else going through the same exact thing, it makes me feel a little better. Sucks to say that, I ain't the only one having a crappy day. I ain't the only one that's feeling bad right now, you feel me? That's why the best people to identify is those that have been through the same things as you. I can't identify with an alcoholic because I'm not an alcoholic. I can't identify with a weed smoker because I'm not a weed smoker. But when I see somebody that lost their father, I can identify because I lost my daddy. When I see somebody got shot, I can identify because I got shot. When I see somebody that, has a testimony about near death or almost losing their life, I can testify that because I've almost had those experiences too. These things in life, man, they push us to be better. Your story is pushing you to be better at everything that you do. And you can't sit there and be a quitter. I told myself, I said, man, I refuse to kill myself. I refuse to stay right here sulking and stand in front of the TV, being some pathetic loser or being somebody that's just too much in their feelings to do stuff. If you need mental help, man, you go get mental help, bro. Talk to somebody. I'm a big believer on that. Talk to people, man. Don't ever do nothing to yourself. Don't ever go do nothing to people. Reach out. You got friends, you got family. There's all type of numbers, man, you can call. There's all type of organizations that care about you, whether you're a man or a woman. Reach out. But they ain't gonna cure you. They not gonna take your problem away. They can help you with it. And I tell people that too, because I talk to a lot of folk. And a lot of people do like talking to me because I am inspirational. I do like to be there for folk because sometimes people don't got nobody. But I tell them, I say, hey, I can talk to you about it. I can give you inspiration, but I can't save you from what you're feeling. I can't stop whatever you're dealing with. That is your own personal journey that you got to go on. I can tell you what to do, but I can't force you to do it, nor will I force you. You got to want better for yourself. Because if you don't want better for yourself, how you supposed to get anywhere? We all go through pain, man. Like, bro, I hate pain, bro. But then I love it at the same time. Because my best work came from when I was in pain. It came from when I was feeling down, when I was nothing. You got to feel like a loser sometimes, bro. You got to feel less than sometimes. If this was all supposed to be fun and good, God wouldn't have gave us emotions. I hate emotions. I hate feelings. Sometimes I ask God, I say, that is the dumbest thing you gave us, because it don't get us nowhere sometimes, but then again, it does. If you feel good all the time, would you need them? If you're 100% happy every day of your life, are you going to grow and progress in Him or in life or anything? That's the point He tries to make with us. That's what I had to realize, like, bro, you can't be on your face crying. You can't sit right there sulking. You are 1 out of 7 billion people dealing with the same thing. You ain't no better than nobody because you in your feelings, man. And I love how we all sit there and cry about a relationship. And it hurts. Don't get me wrong, bro. These is real feelings. It hurts. It sucks. But you look at people, man, that lost their entire family. You look at people that watch somebody get killed in front of their face that they love. Those people in car accidents, man, they didn't get to walk away. They didn't get to survive. Somebody lost their child. Somebody lost their marriage. They lost their house. People $100,000 in debt. It could be way worse than what it is right now. And when I realized that, I stopped crying and complaining. Do I go through it? Of course I go through it. But I'm looking at brighter days ahead, man, because I got the spirit of a finisher. You ain't gotta be deep. You ain't gotta be full of revelation and word all the time, man. You read your word because you're supposed to read your word. You love God because you're supposed to love God. You ain't got to speak in tongues to everybody you see. You ain't got to be deep to everybody you see, man. Stop that crap. Stop that foolishness. Only those God has called is the people that's going to do it. And they don't even have to do it, bro. When I talk to my daddy, we did not talk like this. We don't talk deep all day. People thought that, bro. They will always ask me, because they're like, hey, man, you know, does he give you a word on time? I'm like, no. No, you don't speak holier than thou, and every 5 seconds there's a Bible verse. Bro, people talk to me like that. I can't stand people that talk like that. If you talk too deep and spiritual when I talk to you, I'm not talking to you. I don't like that. Because you're trying to prove to be something that you're not. When my daddy heard God, he would say it firmly. He wouldn't say, God told me to tell you, go do this and that. He would say, hey, man, stop doing that. Hey, man, do it this way. Hey, you probably shouldn't go that route. That's how I knew God would speak to him, because it was the way he said it, and he wouldn't put it like God told me. He would just say it. You don't got to be super deep to get nowhere, man. Stop that junk. Learn to be a person. Go outside. Socialize. Look at your goals. Look at other people who accomplish their goals. Get around people that know something. I told you, man, you can't always hang with people who don't want nothing in life. They might be your homeboys, man. It might be your A1 day ones, but some folks just ain't gonna change. You gotta want this. I only say stuff about this, man, because like I said, you are around folk all the time. You turn on the TV and social media, and I get up off of it. I don't even like being on social media like that no more. Everybody's so daggone negative. That's why when I go through stuff, most people don't know it, because I don't tell nobody. I don't document it. Because it ain't nobody's business. It's me and the person that I'm going through it with, if it is somebody. If I'm going through a situation with a woman that I'm talking to and we don't work out, I don't go tell everybody, because it ain't everybody else's job. Only me and that person knows. And usually the woman is the one to tell people. I don't tell folk. I keep it to myself. And you deal with it. You be upset for a little bit. And then you move on. You go do something else. You can't get on social media crying and posting your feelings. And while y'all doing that, you're not even rich. At least if you're rich, you could cry yourself to sleep on your bed made of money. Like I said, be successful, get your heart broke, and then, well, I'm sad, but I'm going to Miami. I got my bags packed. I'm going to Italy. I got plenty of Bitcoin stored up, man. I'm straight. I don't care about no woman. I don't care about nobody. Like, bro, I'm straight. But we chasing people and relationships and little small situations that we could get over. Yeah, we can't name $50,000 we touched. We ain't got no money. We ain't successful. And we stuck. I refuse to be stuck. I don't know what you're gonna do, and I don't really care what you're gonna do, but I'm telling you now, you need to learn to start working on better in your life. Because the only person that's responsible for your outcome is you. You can blame whoever you want to. That person ain't coming back. And if they do, it ain't gonna change the situation. Best or worst case scenario, it don't matter. You still gotta go do what you gotta go do. I hope y'all got something out of this video, because long story short, it's the truth. And I'm not just talking to y'all, I'm just talking to YouTube. I be talking to myself all the time, bro. Like I said, I don't preach nothing that I don't live. Even now I'm talking to myself, because like I said, recently I've been going through some situations and some things, and I'm like, bro, you got to stay true to your word. I'm not just doing this for y'all, I'm doing this for me. And not only am I just doing this for me, I'm doing this for the future. Like I told y'all, what I got stored up, what I got planned. It's a journey, man, but we all got to walk it. But you'll get through it. You'll get past it. It's your boy, Darby Jr. Signing off once again. Y'all stay blessed. Stay prayed up. I love y'all, man. Stay motivated. See y'all.